Good evening. Thank you for coming out tonight. I want to give a special thanks to the, I want to call it the Deltas of Mariana, or the Mariana Deltas. How do I say that? That's Mac. Thank you. I want to say a special thanks to Mac and the Men of Action for assisting tonight with this chili supper, and I want to thank all of you for coming out and being with us to get some information. I'm going to go low tech tonight, so hopefully you've seen a brochure. I'm going to go through some information in that brochure, and I want to make sure that you have true information. And I say it like that because until today, there was no opposition that I've seen, but I've seen some today. So, but it was wrong information, misinformation, and I want to make sure that you have the right information. So I do want to present a little bit of this information and then allow you to ask questions, as many as you like, and get all the information that I have that I can give to you tonight. Okay, that sound like a plan? Okay, so if you open your brochure, what I want you to do is there's a what, why, when, how, and what will this cost me? Those are the areas that I'm going to cover, and once I cover those areas, you'll pretty much have the millage information. But then there's always room for questions, and always please don't think it's a silly question, because your question somebody else may be asking or thinking the same thing. So ask it anyway, and I want to make sure I give time to answer everyone's question that may have one. So what is the millage increase? We're proposing a 9.6 millage increase. Lee County is the lowest millage, has the lowest millage rate in the state of Arkansas at 28.3. If we add an additional 9.6 mills, we'll still fall below the average in the state. So that'll bring us to 37.9. So we'll still be the lowest, below the average in the state. What are we doing? Why are we asking for a millage? We believe, I believe, the staff believe that our children deserve to have the best facilities that we can offer them. We want to make sure that they have the cutting edge technology. We want to make sure that they have the safest facilities. And to do that, we want to make sure that we give them an opportunity by passing this millage to give them that facility, to build that brand new facility that they deserve. So we're asking because we want to build a K-12 district, brand new. And then we want to have operational dollars in order for us to maintain and also meet some of the requirements of the LEARNS Act. You guys, LEARNS Act, one of the requirements is that teachers are paid $50,000 at a minimum. Well, I want to give an illustration. Someone said, well, make this very plain for us. So I'm going to take this time to debunk some of the false information out there. So $50,000. They did give us money, the state did give us money to get us to the $50,000 from the $36,000 for some of our funding sources. We have more than one funding source. The operational dollars are different from our federal dollars. They're also different from our pre-K dollars. So just to give you an example, if this table here was pre-K, this table here was federally paid employees, Title I, different federal dollars there. And this table here was operational dollars. That's our Fund 2000. Well, what the state did, they pulled our staff data from the first cycle of last school year. That's the data set that they pulled, and that's the data set that they're going to continue to move forward with. So keep that in mind. If I was paying $36,000 to the staff at this table here, they gave me $14,000 to make me whole at 50. Okay, you with me? All right, but they did not give me 14 to make me whole here or here, pre-K or federally paid. So you've got to understand, I can't raise one pot of money and not the other, or have a civil war within the district. I think all the teachers deserve that starting base. Would you agree? Okay, so I don't want to create problems now. And another thing, looking at that, so let's say I've got a seasoned judge here, a seasoned teacher, and I'm just working with this $1 set. Seasoned teacher here, and we've got less seasoned teacher here. Well, we've been $48,000 for my seasoned teacher. That's about how much we're making here. So they gave me $2,000 based on that pool from cycle 1 here. She was at $36,000, so they gave me 14. All right. So what happened is my seasoned teacher decided he's going to leave and go to the house. Well, that one data set or that one pool, I get $2,000 for that position. But I hire another newbie, and I need 36. Who's going to replace this 2? Where am I going to get the other 12 from? So you see, there are some issues with what happened there. That's neither here or there. But what this millage will do for us was help us meet the requirements of the Learns Act, as well as help us build a brand new K-12. That makes sense? Yes. Okay, so when? Well, tomorrow it starts early voting. So on here it says March 5th. That's the deadline. I'm going to ask you guys to go tomorrow, and then take other people tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, until March 4th, and then we'll see March 5th. We'll just get over the hump, or we'll be far ahead of the hump. All right. So let's debunk some of the information that's out there. I've seen a Facebook post. Facebook post that said $33 million project. That's true. Approximately $33 million project. That's true. But what they're using is our student, how much we get per student with all of our dollars. So I'm going to use that same scenario, this table, and this table. Well, collectively, those dollars are a certain amount, but I can't use all of those dollars to build a building. I can only use a certain pot to build a building. So with them putting information out saying that we get so many dollars per student, allocated per student, that's all the pots put together divided by the amount of students that we have. But not realizing, I don't know if they realize it or not, that I can only use one type of pot, a certain pot to build with. I can't use those federal dollars like that Title I and pre-Ks and all of that to build a building. So that misinformation out there is actually, they said share this with everyone, the Lee County School District or Lee County, I can't remember how, it's unfair taxation or something to that effect. But I'm not gonna dwell there, but I want you to help me spread the true information about this, and then as you ask questions, we'll get deeper into it. So how is this project funded? Well, our wealth index in Lee County is 0.36. So that means we will have to come up with about 36% of the cost of the project. The state will kick in about 64% of the cost of the project. So if you're looking at a $33 million project, you could say about 12 to the district, about 21 to the state, 21 million to the state. So because of the wealth index being at 0.36. What would this cost me? If you have a home valued at about $100,000, and I'll use $100,000 just for round figures. $100,000 property value. It's going to cost the property owner about $16 a month. That would be the investment that you'll be making into a project. I think approximately $16 a month is a great investment, or a small investment, to get a brand new K-12 district. I think that investment is small. It may not be to some, but that's a small price to pay to get what we're going to be able to do for our students. So let's talk about the age of our buildings now. I remember, how many of you, just show of hands, how many of you walked through the halls of this building as a student? Okay, I did too. Now I'm just going to talk about me. I walked through the halls of this, I graduated in '95, so that's probably 29 years ago. 29 years ago. 73. Well, I said I'm gonna play with my number. So, 29 years ago, I walked through the same halls that are here today. Matter of fact, when I walk down this hall here, and we're gonna take a tour, I want you to look down. We replaced some tiles, but there's some tiles I know I remember walking on. So, we've got it. Just think about that. That's so long ago. But look around and look what we've been able to do with the space that we have. So the building lasts. So think about this investment that you'll make. This investment will last a long time. So $16 now gets us 50 to 70 years, right? And then we can stop pulling wires through these. You can pull so many wires to try to update technology in this building. We've done what we can, but we're patching. If Titus was here, he would tell you that it's about going. And that's kind of how he said, it's about going. Because he said he's tired of fixing on the same thing over and over and over again. Which that's his job, he don't mind, but it's about going. And so it's time for us to move on. Move on to something newer and something better for our kids. Your investment will provide a new facility, additional operating dollars, encouragement to our students, faculty, and administration, a positive future for their education in Marianna, or Lee County. I'd say Marianna, but Lee County. Public school is available to everyone. We can't turn anyone away. If you lose your public school district, you lose your community. I just ask you just to look around close by. Think about the towns that are close to us right now that lost their school district. And I want you to imagine, or just look in your mind and see what it looks like in your mind right now. It lost it. Why did Marley Lane fight so hard to keep theirs? Because they realized the loss of a school district means a lot. Now, what can we do as a school with a new district? Well, let's talk about what we have and what we're keeping. This space that you're sitting in right now, we've updated. We're very strategic in what we're going to do. We updated this space. We're going to continue to use this space. On the other side of this wall, across the hall where you see the band, and everything north of this wall will be gone. Everything north of this wall will be gone. So imagine from here all the way down to the library, all the way back down to the counselor's office and the office area. All that space will still be here. The James Banks will still be here. We've updated James Bank. We've got air conditioning, heat, HVAC in there, and the floors they look brand new, but I'm gonna tell you, it was just, we just sanded it down. We just sanded it down and put new stuff on the floor. It looks like a brand new floor. So we're going to keep the James Banks. We painted the stands and the walls. We're going to keep that. We'll still use it as athletics to play athletics, and we'll use it as a non-academic space, but we can still compete in that space. But in the new building, we'll have a brand new gym as well. So what would that mean? And then the elementary side will have a gym like at Asla now. We'll have something comparable to that in the new space as well. So you'll have 3 spaces that you could utilize for different things. What can we do? Well, think outside the box. We could host tournaments. What does tournaments do for Lee County, the community? It brings revenue. So we can host more things, bring revenue into property owners that are close by, brand new facilities. If you got new homes around your home, what does that do to your property value? It brings the value up. So this is not a district issue. This is a community issue. This is something that is good for our community. It's not just good for the teachers and students. This is good for everybody. So, and then we get to keep growing where we are in our district. I'm going to stop there. I think I've talked enough. Ask me questions and then I'll answer.
What's the capacity of the new building?
Say that again.
What's the capacity of the new building?
I don't have that number on here, Coach. I can get that. But I'm going to say 2,500, but don't quote me on that. Let me get you that number. And I should be able to get that to you before I get to you guys on Thursday. Questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I would like to know what percentage of your staff, the seasoned teachers that you have that is below the 50,000?
No one.
You don't have any?
August 1st, we have to have everyone at the 50 by August 1st. So they're already there. Yes, ma'am.
But the concern is that when I talk to parents about it, they want to know the separation of the building, K through, and 6 away from it. So would you explain that, because they're concerned about that?
Okay. The concern is, how do we separate K6 and 712? This is not a new thing. We've got buildings like this now. Mineral Springs is like this. I actually went to visit Mineral Springs just to see how they do that. But what they do is, you've got a common space, cafeteria area, but they schedule, you have to create a schedule that keeps them divided. So once they get off the bus, K6 go one direction, and the other direction, 712 will go. What Mineral Spring has done, give me a great idea. The buses pull up and they drop off the elementary, and they kick down and drop off the high school 712 at the other end. So that ensures that they are separated. But once you come into the front lobby area of the building, there's an elementary side offices for the principal and the admin team. And on the opposite side, there's high school. Once you enter into after you get past the security doors, the hallways go left and right. So they'll be separated that way, even if you let them off at the front door.
You got questions? I got a mic. We can barely hear.
And I want you to realize too, we're county-wide, so it's not a new thing for our K through 12 to be together anyway. I want to make that clear. They're already together on our buses because we're county-wide, and so there's no way we can drop off elementary and then go back out and run the same routes and bring in the 712. So there's no way to do that. So our kids, we've got good kids, and so they're already together anyway. But we will keep them separated, 712, K6. While she's taking that mic to this space here, what do we do with this space? Or this space we're going to remodel. This area over this pod here, we're going to look at doing pre-K and bringing our pre-K over here in our central office to the area over here across from the auditorium, so we can have pre-K, 12, and central office on the same site. The building, it won't be the same building because that'll be the end of this building, and then the next building will start at several yards that way. But we'll have pre-K on the same site, so parents will come to one site. The question?
Okay.
What did Mike do?
I don't need it. I don't need it.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all talking about the gym being new. What about the football field, track fields?
Okay, so these dollars don't, they're specifically earmarked for the building of K-12. And in the gym, because they give us, this is called a POR, in that POR they do cover PE spaces. So the gym would be PE space, and then the stands and the weight room and all that stuff like that, we pay for that. But since they already given us PE space, we do the gym. They won't give us money for the track and the football field and things like that. If we have some additional resources, then we can address those things. But that's not in the plan. Okay? The track is in my next plan, though.
Yeah, because
the track is because we have to, and a new sign.
We need a track
Where?
because we was never able to.
Oh, at the stadium. We need a new sign. Okay. Well, let me work on a track. We want a track because we want to be able to host even track meets. Yeah. Now I'm a little indifferent about. I like grass. I don't like turf. So I like grass. Turf comes with a lot more headaches and injuries. Yes.
My name is Mildred Barnes-Briggs. I was born and raised here in Mariana. I graduated from Moulton High School. For those of you who are too young to know, Moulton was the black school. Everything about that school was black. I say that because we had people who then got to be valedictorians, salutatorians, class presidents. Every experience, positive, developmental experience a child could have, they got it. We got it. I can tell you, many of those people who went to that school, in those schools, were leaders. They're still leaders in society. People like Ollie Neal, those people. They are leaders because when they did go to graduate school and get in a situation where they were in a very sparse minority, they didn't feel uncomfortable. They knew that they could compete. When I worked with students in the summer, and one of them invited me to come over a couple of weeks ago because he was being inducted into the National Honor Society. That was one of the most positive experiences that I've had in a long time. Now, if it were if these students had been in a vast minority, they probably would not have gotten the encouragement and support over the years that they got. It's just the way things happen. Not only had they achieved, I would have been one of those in the audience who wasn't in the Honor Society, but those kids cheered so hard for their colleagues and continued to encourage them. That's the kind of thing Mariana, it just happens that in the city, the major population is black. We have always worked to take that as an advantage rather than a disadvantage. Because when I left here, I went to graduate school, and I mean, every black person that I got to know at the University of Illinois, there are 35,000 students there. Everyone had come from a southern school. Everyone had come from a historically black college or university. because people there had encouraged them. Now, I'm not encouraging segregation, but I'm telling you that your children have an advantage that we may not always be aware of. And it's just something to think about. So we need to give them the best that we can give them so that when they do leave here, they can compete.
Questions? Any other questions? Let's. Okay. Question was, where is the CTE going to be located? Well, if you saw a rendering, and I'll have a new rendering here, actually tomorrow, on Wednesday. But if you come in the north side of the high school, and you drive back, there's going to be a drive that goes all the way back to almost the concession stand. Well, off to the north of the concession, right before you get to the concession stand, there's a house being built or renovated or updated or something right there. The CTE area is going to be right there. We're going to have another construction right there where a drive go into automotive and our construction CTE programs. Oh, I'm sorry. CTE is our career technical education. It's your programs like your home ec, your programs like your automotive, carpentry, things like drafting, things like that. And we're going to go on a short tour if you want to. We want to show you a few of the areas that we updated, that we're keeping, and then I want to show you some the barbering school that's back here on our CTE hallway, and that's going to come over into our new space with us. Just kind of give you an idea of what we can do. We think outside the box, you know, for our kids. But before we do that, I would be remiss if I did not talk about some of the things that we're doing to try to improve what we're doing academically in the district. Because you can have a brand new building, but if we're not moving the needle academically, we're not doing our jobs. So what I want you to, one thing, when we got here, we've always, historically, well now we've been 2F schools. We're not 2F schools anymore. We were actually 0.4 percentage point here at the high school away from a D. So we're still F there, but we're close. And we moved from a F to a D at our elementary school this past year. So the needle is moving in the right direction. Another thing I want, my goal is always to start small. I always say this is a marathon, not a sprint. We're gonna start with our youngest scholars, and we're gonna build them, and so as they grow farther, grow up, then that success will follow them up, and then you'll see a whole different district in about 5 to 7 years. You'll see the academic success rise. So we have pre-K rise over at our pre-K school, and those kids that left pre-K, our pre-K, and now in our kindergarten classes are much stronger than any other kid that we get from anywhere else coming into our kindergarten. They're already ahead if they start in our pre-K because we have pre-K rise. So they're doing a fantastic job there getting our kids prepared to get to the kindergarten level. Our goal is to expand pre-K so we can get as many babies as we can before they get to kindergarten, and which makes our reading scores higher. If you look at, I had to present at the state board the last couple weeks ago now, maybe a couple weeks ago, and they couldn't pull up my slides, but I wanted to show them from our beginning of the year, this year, to our middle of the year assessment, every area grew. K-12. Every area grew. We identified our areas of concern, which is our ELA here at the high school. There was an area of concern. It only grew about 2%, so that's the area that we're kind of focusing on. But everything else was anywhere from 8 to 15% growth from the beginning of the year to the middle of the year. So we're doing a really good job at growing our kids. Now, a positive at now I'm going to talk about the bottom of the rope and the top of the rope. I'll explain what that is. Bottom of the rope. Bottom of the rope is all of those things that Miss Branch is like your phonics. The phonics, ABCs, letter sounds, things like that. And then top of the rope would be your things like comprehension, vocabulary, things like that. Well, when you look at that in our high school level, that bottom of the rope thing, it hadn't been like this in years past. But those bottom of the rope things are at 88% to 100% success. So it's not that our kids can't pull the words off the page. They can do that. Our problem is the top of the rope, which is the comprehension piece of vocabulary and things like that. Now, how do you strengthen things like that? Exposure, experience. You know, some kids have parents that read to them, and we're going to encourage that. Some kids have parents that give kids a lot of exposure and experiences of a lot of different things, so that builds vocabulary and understanding. So that's where our kids are behind, so we have to build that within our kids. And so at the high school, we're working on that, but at our bottom of the rope and our top of the rope, we're working at the elementary schools. It's going well. It's going very well, and I'm pleased, because that's where my goal is. A marathon, not a sprint. So we're starting there, and then once they get to high school, my goal is for that 88 to 100% to be prevalent or real for all the top and bottom of the rope. So that's kind of where we're headed. So we have 7th grade. 7th grade, we brought in UCA, Gear Up. Every one of our 7th graders in this past month, this past month received a scholarship, a $1,500 scholarship to go to college right now. Gear Up has a $30 million grant, and they have partnered with several schools, and our school is one of them, to start our 7th graders off, and they're going to stick with that 7th grade group until they get to college. And so they're going to have that scholarship, and they're going to work with them, aims, those experiences and all that I'm talking about. This group is going to do that. They'll go to the campus, they'll come here, do after school things, Saturday things. They're going to work with that group, and we're looking to have AP scholars, we're looking to have all IB scholars, we're looking to have scholarships running out the ceiling in this building. So we're excited about that. We have 10th graders. Well, some of our 7th graders. We count. You're recording this? Bless it.
Want me to stop?
I'll say it. No, you don't have to stop it. So we had another we had another Windward Academy came in, and they start with 9th graders, and they start testing. So at 9th grade, they'll test and do use old previous ACT questions, and it's like the real thing. And so what we did was all of our 7th and 8th graders were also 9th graders, so that they can get this test as well. And so we've got 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th graders scoring already at the 15th and 16th on the ACT. 7th and 8th graders. I had 10th graders. I had a 31. I had a 30. I had a 27. I had a 26. So we already have kids scoring. I said, sign them up for the real thing. Because while the getting is good, I want to get it all. So we're going to sign them up, and we're going to get them, we're going to encourage them so they can get that score. Because if they can get it right now, they can have it. We can just start applying for scholarships, right? Where is Dr. Kelly? We're going to have your millionaires. We're going to have your billionaires. She came and talked with us at the Gear Up and told us about how the kids can be millionaires leaving here. So we're going to have your millionaires. We're going to get them ready, and they're going to be there. So we've got a lot of exciting things going on academically in the district. I just told parents we are now the affiliate for Dolly Parton Imagination Library. So if you have any child out there that's 0 to 5 years old, sign them up. And we're gonna use the cost, use up some of our federal dollars and pay for it. Not only Lee County kids, I've sent this link to Lee Academy as well. You recorded it, right? All right, so I sent that to them too, because it's everybody's kid that's 0 to 5. We're the affiliate for everyone in Lee County. So they just need to sign up, we'll approve it, and we'll get books coming to their home with their names on it, and so they can start literacy conversations at home right now before they get to anybody's school. So we want to make sure, because it's a community issue, it's not just a school district issue. So we want to make sure that we serve everybody. I said the public school serves everyone, and that's what we're going to do. Questions? I do want to thank you for coming out. Now, I've got to ask you, I got another question, then I'm going to ask you a question.
Well, this probably doesn't have anything to do with the village, but what is our total student count?
Great question. Let me start with what we were funded on last year, because they said we keep losing kids. We were funded at 579 last school year based on our third quarter ADM, average daily membership. Right now we're sitting at 642 K-12. With pre-K we're at 700. So we're growing. We're growing. And our average daily membership, of course, Cycle 5 just happened, so I just happen to know that it's 622 now, so I'm so excited about being funded at 622 versus 570 something. So that'll help us out some. So if there's no other question, I do want to thank you for coming out again tonight, spending your time with us, getting this information. Now, I need you to, one, give the real information, the true information. It's here. This is the true information. I won't hide anything from you. You can ask any question. I'll pull it. If I don't know it right now, I'll bring you the answer to you. I'm not going to hide it from you. So that's the real information. Share that with everyone. Get them to the polls so that they can vote for this millage. And two, are you going to vote tomorrow? Don't wait until the 5th. Because, on the 5th, I don't know, that's March the 5th. Tornadoes may be coming through on March 5th. I don't know. Let's go early. Let's go early and get it done while this information is fresh. And then you have time to go pick up your neighbor, your neighbor's friends, your neighbor's uncles, aunties, and everybody else, and get them to the poll while you have time. And then on the 5th, I would say relax. And just wait till the numbers finish being counted. I saw a hand somewhere. Did I see a hand? Someone question? If not, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your chili. Take a tour. Take years and years ago. And then you tell the ones that hadn't been replaced that it's kind of broken and still original type material. Okay, so you kind of, if you've been in this school or you went to this school, these are some of the same tiles that you walked on. Music. It's still here. Risers that were fixed to the wall. So carpet, we're not going to save that, but we'll be able to save our seats and our new risers and things like that as we move into our new space. Another thing that you'll notice that all of our desks, you won't recognize the desk. All of the desks are brand new. So we'll be able to clean there easily. You can clean them up easily. And so we'll take that. So we'll have a lot of things that we can take over to the new space to reuse, because we don't want to waste anything. In the cafeteria, I don't have a key to that door. I have to go around, but we've got new We've got all new equipment in there that we'll be able to take over to the new space as well. We got some new equipment in there and at the other school as well that we'll be able to reuse. Got a new pizza line and cooler boxes, because the kids, you know, they eat differently this day and time. So one thing they asked, they said, "Can we have better food?"
That's
And
the
so-
one. That's the one.
So what we did was we worked with our vendor and we brought in a pizza line. We surveyed the kids and and the majority wanted pizza, so they have pizza options every day. But then some wanted salad, so they have salad every day, and they have a hot food line that we serve every single
What
day.
school? Lee High School?
Lee High School,
Then the elementary school?
elementary, we don't have a
I
pizza
was
line.
saying, I bet I was. They know they don't have
No, we just have the hot food over there, and we're bringing the salad. Okay, I'm gonna.
I did have to step it up though to catch up with you.
I will, right now, we've got in here, it did. We have coding. We have coding. Kids get the code that built, and what coding is, it's part of our CT, they get to create, you know how to game, all that? Well, all that stuff is a code. And so the kids are learning how to code and make things move. So let's say if you have Elsa on the Disney thing, you know, it's ice skating. Well, you have to put code in there to make her ice skate a certain way. The kids are learning how to do things like that in coding. So that's kind of one of the things that we're doing. We have a drafting in here with Mr. Ingram. They draw out plans. They actually gave us ideas for what the gym, what they wanted the gym to look like. I mean, they kind of drew out those plans, and so what we tried to do is incorporate some of their ideas into what we're doing. So they'll recognize some of that when we start building. So we had a huge interest. We had a huge interest in barbering. And so what we did with some of those ESSER dollars, they said that we can improve our CTE programs, our band programs. So we got about $90,000 worth of instruments. We've got this barbering program we're starting, and they'll be able to get credit. Now, we wanted to go past it because this is not a recognized cosmetology, and all that is not recognized at the level at EACC. But we can give a local credit for it, and then we can also give, they can do their hours based on their age, starting at a 10th grader. We've calculated where we can get enough hours from 10th through 12th grade. They start at 10th through 12th grade. We can get enough hours by the time that they leave. They'll have all the hours required for them to go out and start working and doing hair. And go take the test, take the board. They'll be able to be prepared for all of that. So we got the curriculum coming, and we're starting. We're going to start it this year, so because we had some kids interested in it. But we're really with our 10th through 12th grade. We'll start those hours, and then we'll be able to do after school as well as during the school day. We'll have some things going on. So we had to add electrical, where we have our away from, you know, everything seemed to be working on the same. It's old building. And everything we turn on dryer on, and everything go off. It blew the circuit. So we had to add in additional circuits and all of that in order just to work our dryers and things like that. And we brought in water. And when I say pipes are old, pipes are old. They are old. We had to update some of that. But that was a minor cost to what we'll be able to take with us. All of this goes, we can pick it up and take it to our new space. And I'm using it actually in our POR. We're doing we're going to use a family consumer science as the extra space. You would understand that because I get water in there. And once I get the water in there, then we can do all this. So that's how we'll do this. So just thinking outside the box. Just imagine with a new space what we can start with. instead of having to work backwards is what I call this, working backwards. But we'll start with these things, and then our kids are already have these things in place before they move over into the new space. Okay? All right, any questions? We did in here, we're intentional about, because we want to keep this space. So we'll be able to, if pre-K is in here, pre-K comes here, we'll be able to change this around. Now, what they got creative with the painting. They painted the shelves black, so what they did was painted the wall behind the shelves black too. So it looked, it kind of looks a little bit better that way. But Miss Sisk is doing a really good job that we actually have a library. I mean, you didn't have these books; they're categorized and cataloged now, and the kids can come in. I like to get on the phone and look at my Bible for little things, but I really like to get in the book and turn the pages. And that's how I am with a book too. I can get a book on the thing, but some kids still like to get in the book, and so we still want to have that kind of option for them to do that. And then they come in. We don't have a computer station in here like your computers. So we're one-to-one on Chromebooks. So they just bring their Chromebooks and they can sit around and use that. And then they've got like a quiet space, a quiet area where they can come in. Now, this will stay. This is one of those keepers where we'll just transform it into a pre-K space once, pre-K library once that happens. Okay? Questions? All right, we'll keep moving. Well, what I'll eventually do is we'll get some new ceiling tiles in here and probably new lighting. But here's what I'm thinking. Right there where Senator is, that's a confidence monitor. Where if somebody's presenting up here, then they can see what they're presenting. But all the other monitors, all these monitors are tied together. So everyone can see wherever you're sitting, you can see and hear around this room. So I redid this space with the intention of future board room. So I thought it'd be really good to have maybe a boardroom not so big as the auditorium, because I'm not even trying to encourage the city to come. You got that? I'm just being real. So we're just going to have enough space. I can get all the staff in Lee County in here. So a lot of community people can come into this space, depending on, but the board could sit here, and then if all the presentations can be done and seen around. And of course, we'll have access to cameras where we can zoom it if we need to the community and all of that. So this space right now is currently gear up. Furnished us with these tables and the soft furniture that you're sitting on, and 3 monitors in here. So they gave us those, and this is the gear up that's following our seniors this year. So they have a group that's being followed as well. The gear up from Helena, West Helena, or from PC. They're following that group, and they've been with that group for years now. And so they gave this furniture for this space. And so what we did is took a wall out, opened it up, and said, well, we'll think about future here. We'll replace the tiles, and then we'll turn this into maybe a boardroom in the future. Okay? All right. And that's last space. And maybe someone can give towards this, but they said it costs. I'm missing my LHS that is up there. I don't know how much it was going to cost us another, multiple thousands of dollars just to get the letters back on the curtains. But I told them, I said, well, I'll get some money one day and we'll put them back up there. Right now, we're going to leave it as is, but those are brand new curtains. The drawstring that used to be on that side is no longer on that side, it's on this side. Everything stays left. You've got your second tier curtains and your third tier curtains. And we did this intentionally. This will be an academic space. We're going to do drama, we're going to do all those things. We're going to keep that alive and actually beef that up. So We've got brand new speakers. You can talk through the mic in here and the person sound like they're sitting next to you. Brand new speakers. They're putting up brand new lights. The electrician, when you guys got here, he's working on that now. But we're gonna have brand new lights, and all that sound and lights will be worked from that new sound booth that you see up there. You go in there, it has a sound booth where you can control the lights and the sound for your production.
Is the auditorium still up there? I mean, is the balcony still up there?
I kept the old seats up there. You know, something old, something new, right? And when you get married, you gotta keep something old. So I kept the seats up there, but they were in decent shape because we don't really use up there, but those seats are still there. And you got a sound booth that control light and sound, and then you see the seats here.
Yeah, I'm proud.
We've got new seats. Now, one thing we did last year, the first time ever, we stacked up all these chairs, we moved them over to the side, and we had prom in here. And it was a wonderful event. It was a wonderful event. Prom was in here. They went right. I said no food, no drinks in here. So they, I think it was who was it? Miss Robinson. Miss Robinson. That hallway that we never used, it was set up. She brought some of the high chairs out, the high tables out, and had all those big skirts over there. It was so nice. And the kids were able to go out there and get food and lounge in that hallway and eat their food, you know, talk and chat it up or whatever, then leave their food out there, throw it away, then come back in here and enjoy themselves. So we're gonna repeat that. We'll have prom in here. This makes a good spot for prom, and the kids enjoyed it. Okay. This was the last stop, and this is a space that we will keep for academic purposes as well.
Question, you know how we always have class reunions and whatnot in May? Is this gonna eliminate having them here?
No. I will say, let's not eat in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we want to keep our carpet as long as we can. I mean, if we have, I don't want any food in here, really. I really don't.
Well,
But
it sounded good the way you had it.
yeah, if we can do that in the hallway, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Well, you see the cafeteria got those booths things.
Yeah, tall and short and tall tables. So, but yes, you can still, you'll be able to use this space. We'll be able to have many more spaces when we get this new building. We'll have many
And I
more
was talking
spaces.
about, you know, I heard you say something about the drama and stuff, and that's something that I always felt was missing when we got over here, when we stopped having plays and doing little events where the kids have a chance to speak out and everything. I know in some areas we do some of that, but that helped me out a lot when I was growing up, to be in a play, to be able to get up and give a talk or something like that, and it made me not shame-faced it, you know,
Right.
about it. And a lot of kids now are so shy, and they stuck in the phone so much that they really don't know how to talk to anybody.
We
So
do
that's gotta
want
change.
we do want to push them out doing that. We have a drum program going right now, so we do want to
Hey,
push them out.
as the
Our
officers come back to high
kids are
school,
not
we have
shy.
some chili and some
I went to
cinnamon rolls for y'all, so
event
they can come
yesterday,
get y'all
and
some of that.
I don't know how old that kid was leading the song in choir.
I
I mean,
think
he was. There's two of them. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But he was singing. Everybody stopped singing, and then all of a sudden this little voice came out of this little body in the mic. So. Yeah, so I said, yeah, our kids are not shy, but doing more things like that actually encourages, and it helps them at the next level too. It helps them.
Actually, Lois, the girl sung it actually. What's her name?
All right, thank you guys for coming on the tour with me. I am done. You guys are welcome to go back. I think they may have put the chili away now, but you go back and see if anything's left. But thank you. Do come out to, the community group is going to do on the 5th, led by Pastor Bledsoe, on the 4th, He's going to do at the Civic Center, he's going to do a community forum, just for those that's still on the fence, and maybe to answer a couple more questions. That we'll have a finance guy there to answer any budgetary questions. I'll step back, let the group continue to do that, and push us over the hump there on the 4th. If there's nothing else, again, I appreciate you guys coming out and just entertaining this information for us for a little bit. Have a good evening.
Thank you.